My name is Esmailian. I'm a double board certified plastic surgeon and I practice in Orange County, California.
From the minute I met Dr. Esmailian, he answered all my questions and actually told me things that I didn't even know I needed to know. He made me feel comfortable. He completely helped me through every step. So from the minute I met him, he was open to my questions and answered everything I needed.
I interviewed, I call it interviewing because that's what I do for a living, but 4 or 5 different plastic surgeons and brought girlfriends with me every single time. And what I loved about Dr. Esmailian, he is just so compassionate, very much an educator. I certainly had no idea what I was getting into, so to be able to speak with someone with his bedside manner, to be able to walk me through, and it was instant. My girlfriend and I walked out of here and said, he's the one. Like, I didn't interview anybody else.
You know, I'm a relationship building person. Establishing rapport is very, very important to me. So when I met Dr. Esmailian, I immediately fell in love, first with his staff, but when I met him, he was very professional, but had a personality, and that's extremely crucial for me when you're about to cut my body open.
Having been brought up amongst a family of doctors, it was instilled in me early on to become a physician. As I went through the training and the many years, I began to gravitate towards plastic surgery. And what I found with plastic surgery was that there was that artistic nature involved with it and that creative aspect that some of the other disciplines in medicine didn't provide.
I was on a diet. I had lost like 90 pounds. I had a lot of extra skin and my body just didn't look the way it used to. So I got a tummy tuck and a lift and life was grand.
Dr. Esmailian's not only comforting, he's professional, he recommended a procedure, he never makes you feel pressured. He just makes you feel really at ease.
My goal is to make sure that every patient that leaves my office after their consultation has every question answered. And most importantly, I want to make sure that they're confident that they're going to get the best possible result.
I think my consultation probably lasted about an hour. I had quite a few questions, being all of the work that I wanted done. But he was very thorough, very professional, but at the same time, he made me feel beyond comfortable and didn't make me feel like I was asking too many questions.
Dr. Esmailian, he answered all of my questions. I came in not knowing what size I wanted to be, so he helped me get to where I wanted to be. I felt very comfortable with all of his answers and everything made sense.
His bedside manner, his compassion, he's just so real and definitely loves what he does. And to be able to project that onto us as patients, I found him at just such a great time in my life, and 3 years later, I'm still a patient.
My practice strives for excellence. We try to provide the best care, try to educate the patient as much as possible, and give them the knowledge that they need to make an informed decision.
He's so professional, but yet he's so compassionate and caring. I don't know how he does it, I really don't. He answers every single question you have, yet he lets you decide everything. So you always feel like you're in the driver's seat, but he's just there to direct you.
The staff of my practice have all been handpicked. They're very knowledgeable about every procedure that we perform. They are very compassionate about the work they do, and obviously very caring as well.
The staff in the office are awesome. They become like family, and maybe it's because I've been here for a year now, but I would say from the moment I walked in, you feel like family.
I remember the first time I called and, was talking to the gal, and I had a ton of questions. And of course, I was making a bazillion phone calls that week, right? They were one of the first ones to get back to me, and within an hour. And she said, I talked to Dr. Esmailian, and here's some things you want to consider, and here's some options if you want to come in next week to see him. There was no pressure, which I also found at other offices. There tend to be a little bit of pressure.
What's important to me as a plastic surgeon and a doctor is to have the trust of my patients. My goal is not to only meet my patients' expectations, but to exceed them and give them that result that they've always wanted.
My confidence level really increased. How I felt seeing myself out of clothes it was like seeing a whole new person. I hadn't seen myself attractive for a really long time. And it just boosted my confidence. I was more outgoing. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to hide my stomach or I have to cross my arms anymore. I just felt completely comfortable.
This procedure has definitely changed me in terms of how I feel in a bathing suit top, my bras. Now I can go out and buy some really pretty stuff without having to worry about if I'm full in them or if they fall out on the sides. It's good. It's really good. And my husband's happy too.
My favorite thing about Dr. E is he's real, and he's a perfectionist. And he really is, in a great way, not a demanding way. He wants you to look beautiful when you're done. And that's what my favorite thing about him, on top of his compassion.
For someone considering plastic surgery, they need to do their research and make sure that the plastic surgeon they're going to see is board certified. At the end of the day, I just want my patients to be completely thrilled and happy with the result.
I love my results. I never thought that I would have my cleavage back a year ago, and I do, and it was the one thing I asked him. So today I have my cleavage, I have my boobs, and I'm so comfortable with them. So I feel like I'm all put back together.
Even my mom, she's like, oh my God, like, I cannot believe your body is amazing. So I love it. I'm so happy. The one regret is I wish I would have done it a lot sooner.
My sisters are jealous, my daughter's jealous. They love my results.
I love my results. And I get compliments all the time. And I tell my story to anybody that will listen, and talk to everyone about Dr. Esmailian. But seriously, I couldn't be happier.
The one thing that I love about plastic surgery is that not only do you change the way a patient looks, but you also change the way they ultimately feel.